Hello, hello. Happy Monday. We are here. This is CHRYSALIS, the Masterclass. I'm so excited to bring all this information to you, all about transformation and expansion. So I'm just going to wait for some people to hop on Facebook. And as you're hopping on, say hi. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know that you can see me. Let me know that my audio is okay. And all technology is fine as well. So let me know if you're tuning in, where you're tuning in from, what you're excited about as we talk about all things transformation and expansion, which is currently my absolute favorite topic, and it's what I walk people through. What I walk my clients through is their next level transformation. And so this is CHRYSALIS. The name dropped in, as it always does, as an inspiration. And I was really just inspired by, first of all, the butterfly and the process that it goes through when it goes through metamorphosis. And when we think about it, we as beautiful human beings go through our own evolution. We go through our own metamorphosis. We go from coming into this world, having been birthed into this world, naked as we came, and then learned all the skills and different languages and picked up interests and different passions. We grew, we learned, we explored. Some learnings were painful. Some learnings were super fun. So hello, let me know where you're tuning in from. Hello, hello. So glad that you're here. Welcome. Like to make sure that my audio is fine, so just let me know. And so as humans, we go through our own form of metamorphosis. We go through our own form of evolution and transformation and expansion. But here's the thing. There are two different types of ways that we can evolve. And every single day, there are always two different options, two different paths. Hello, Abby. Can you guess? Can you give a little guess what these two options might be? We have the choice every single day to expand or to contract. And it's completely normal to go through this pull and push in life, expansion and contraction. But of course, it is healthy to have a balance and for it to always be in the direction of it being productive and constructive to our life and well-being. So whether it might be a relationship, I would say if you're feeling expansive in that relationship, it's very nurturing. A friendship, if you're feeling expansive. In your workplace, if you're feeling expansive, if you feel like you have freedom to create, freedom to be, if you feel in life expansive, like you're growing, like you're going somewhere. And it's completely normal to also contract, to have those moments of contraction. And this can be healthy as well, depending on the source. So for us women who are tuning in, I'm going to talk a lot about cycles. Hello, Talia, welcome. So I'm going to talk a lot about cycles. I'm going to talk about the butterfly life cycle. For the women who are tuning in, I'm going to talk a little bit about the menstrual cycle, because this is how we evolve, transform, contract, and expand. And in these moments of contraction, so let's talk about the menstrual cycle for a little bit. Very timely, because I just did a module with my worthy women on hormones and syncing cycles and balancing all things to do with life. is that when we are going through our period, we might feel very introverted. We might want to just cuddle up in a blanket and prepare some tea or hot chocolate for ourselves. And in that way, maybe we don't feel too expansive. Maybe internally, because we're looking inward, we're expanding, but we might not feel too social. We might not feel too active. This is the best time to do yoga and stretching and go for walks rather than intense HIIT exercises. This is an example of some form of contraction, which is completely fine, because as we go inward, we are then recharging ourselves, recharging our batteries, recharging ourselves to come out into the world when we hit pre. Yes, I know Talia's a yogi. When we hit the pre-ovulation stage. So this is when we get a surge of energy back, when it's the perfect time to go for a run, maybe if you feel like it, to be social, to network, to start a new project, to be creative. This is now, we're expanding. We're expanding. And I'm going to use these analogies of cycles, so just keep this in mind for the larger cycle, which we are all going through in life, and the waves that we go through in life as well. And this is all about transformation. This is the beauty that we get to experience every single day. And what I love is that we have cycles every single minute, every single day. For women, every single month. For us, we have seasons every single year. We're constantly shedding our skin, our old skin, and we can choose to do this on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, quarterly, yearly. I'm going to dive into this, but I want you to think about what is the cycle that you are currently in. So you can think about your menstrual cycle, but where in life are you currently in? Are you in a phase of your life where you're feeling like a little bit of contraction is happening, where there's a little bit too much overwhelm, things are super busy, maybe things at work or with a relationship, or do you feel expansive? Are you feeling this wave of energy and creativity and you're ready to take on the world? I want you to just observe that for yourself as we chat about this. And so we are going to be talking about mindset. A lot of it, when we want to optimize our transformation journey, comes into the mindset. So knowing where you are now and where you want to be very much is determined by our mind. By our mind and the direction that it so chooses in every single moment. So I went live yesterday in this group talking about the power of 1 minute and what 1 minute can hold. And as we accumulate it and we improve 1% every single day, 10 years from now, you'll be a completely different person. 1 year from now, you'll be a completely different person. This is transformation, and we can choose whether we do it in a constructive, expansive direction, or whether we choose to go the route that's a bit of the pity party and constantly inward, and inward for a very extended amount of time. So, chrysalis, if you're familiar with the life cycle of the butterfly, we have the egg, it becomes a little caterpillar, it forms a chrysalis from its own cells, and then it evolves into a beautiful butterfly. So this is a transitional state. You are currently in a transition. No matter where you are in life, no matter what your goals are in life, you're going through a transition. And this entire planet has gone through a massive shift with everything that's been going on. And I think this is what has allowed people to bring to the forefront what type of person they want to bring forward. This is the best time to reinvent yourself. This is the best time to start the project. This is the best time to live your best life. This is the time right now. And you're in this transition. And as you're in this transition, I'd like for you to just reflect on, as we're here today, I want this to be very interactive. I want this to get you thinking, because this is very much about you right now. This is all about you, your transition, your transformation, and whether you're moving in a direction of expansion or contraction. And either is totally fine, as long as it is toward the goal that you're wanting. So if you are needing to take some time for yourself, totally fine. But for how long? And how do you carry yourself when you're in that state? So, quick fact, I studied marine biology, marine studies, ecology, and biology in university. So I'm a published scientist, marine biologist, and I took an insectology class. I love insects. I love beetles and snails, which are not insects, but I love them all the same. And what has drawn me to this, I realized as I was putting this masterclass together, was the fact that it is all around us. We live transition, we see transition. I have a beautiful hibiscus flower, which I was just speaking with to my partner about, how there's actually these little buds. I don't know if anyone who's listening has a hibiscus, but the way that the hibiscus that I have works is one flower blooms and the rest are little small buds. The flower wilts and falls away, and then another one comes up and blooms. And it's this beautiful cycle. Each is in its own beautiful transition, and it's all natural, and we see it all around us, and it's perfectly in its perfect time. So as you're listening now and you're reflecting on where you are currently in your transition, they're taking turns, exactly. These beautiful hibisci. I'd love for you to think, where is it in your transition or transformation that you're in, and to know for a fact that everything that's happening is happening in the perfect time. You're in the perfect place, perfect time. And if you're in a place where you don't feel like it's where you want to be, that's the best indication that it's time for change and that something exciting is coming. So I took a few notes because Imaginal Cells have been really fascinating me. Pop in the comments if you know about Imaginal Cells. I think they are just so incredible, but they are responsible for the process that happens within the butterfly, inside the chrysalis. They're the ones that create the process of metamorphosis that occurs when a caterpillar changes into a butterfly. Ooh, let's talk about this. So Imaginal Cells basically hold the potential for the future. Hello, Sonia. Welcome. Good morning. Imaginal Cells, they hold the potential for the future. So they are inside the caterpillar. They initially act separately before combining as one to create something incredible, which is, in fact, an improvement of the existence of what this species is like. So you have a caterpillar, it's crawling on the ground, it's pretty cool, it's doing its thing, it's like eating all the leaves everywhere. And then, eventually, when we compare it to the butterfly that it transforms into, it's light, it can travel far and wide, it's beautiful, it's elegant. Emphasis on beautiful. They have so many different patterns. Caterpillars are cool too. But it becomes an improvement of the previous existence. Note that down. It is an improvement of the previous existence. So I'm sure you can think about something in your life where you are now is in fact, and I would believe so, an improvement of your previous existence. So prior to that event. Just gonna grab some water here. So this process is amazing. It's completely natural, right? We go through all these cycles. Within the chrysalis, the structure of the caterpillar dissolves into a soupy organic mush. So the chrysalis actually comes from the cells of the caterpillar itself. It is the caterpillar. So think about your chrysalis. As you are a chrysalis, it is all the parts of you that forms this chrysalis. And it's in this chrysalis that everything actually dissolves into a soupy organic mush. And the dominant cells, the imaginal cells from the caterpillar, start to develop the new structure of the butterfly inside that chrysalis, which it formed. And even though there's no similarity whatsoever between the two creatures, other than maybe the long body, the caterpillar, they're completely different. It went through an entirely new transformation. Transformation, as the word holds. changes in form. So each imaginal cell operates as a single cell organism, entirely independent of one another. The immune system of the caterpillar gets this, even identifies these cells as threats, and attacks them. So many times when we go through transition, I'm going to bring it back to us, we freak out because we're going into new territory that we've never been before. And we can choose to keep pushing forward or stay the same and regress or go back to where we're comfortable, right? Regardless, the imaginal cells continue. They multiply and they connect with one another, forming clusters. So it pushed through to create this beautiful form of a butterfly. So think about that difficult situation that you might have been in. That was new territory. The body, the nervous system might have freaked out. I've never been here before. I've never felt this before. This is next level expansion. It's scary. It is scary because you're stepping into a new power that you do hold and your body is preparing you for, which is why it's so important to go through this process so that we don't step into something prematurely, right? So just think about that event in your life. I'm sure that you have many. And that's why the timing is so perfect, right? Nature never rushes, all in perfect time. So these cells, they start to resonate with the same frequency and they communicate in the same language, passing information backwards and forwards until there is a tipping point. They stop acting as an individual, separate cells, and instead become a multiple-celled organism, which is the butterfly. I just thought that was so incredible. This is the power of imaginal cells, which can very much be applied to us as humans. So as you're going through this transformation, it can be uncomfortable. It certainly can. But that, my friends, is truly when the magic happens. It's when we step in the unknown that we are most alive, because everything inside of us is awake, is aware. Something is taking place, something is happening. Rather than sitting and I can expect this and life is easy and everything's the same and comfortable, which, people choose to live their life that way, that's totally fine. But if you're choosing to live a life that's extraordinary and you're wanting to take full form, the butterfly is its full form. If you want to experience your next level transformation and expand. So you see, as the butterfly, if you've ever seen a fast motion video of a butterfly being birthed out of its chrysalis, it slowly comes out, its wings come up, there's a bit of gunk, which is the mush that it previously was in its old form, and it expands its wings and takes flight. Expansion, transformation, expansion. This is nature. And so I'd love for you, I'm feeling the love. Thank you, Sonia, and thank you, Tanya. I'd love for you to reflect on where are you now in your transformation? Where is it that you want to be? Are you at the cusp of something being birthed? And this can be a very personal thing. It can be a business that you're working on right now and that is ready to be birthed. And in those moments of fear and doubt and uncertainty, which similar to the imaginal cells, which at first are they're not one single unit. They're creating something, they're floating around, something is happening, cells are attacking one another. You might be feeling like your mind is going one direction and your body just wants to do something else, and there's a bit of a disunity. But as we push through and we stand by our values and we keep the vision that this is the transformation that I want to take place because I am expanding into something greater than me. So when we are able to master that process, which first happens in our mind, we can then harness it, take hold of it, move forward, and if it is in your heart, to be able to pass that on to others in your community, in your life. Because truly, when we master ourselves and we become the best version of ourself, the world is certainly a better place. Your world becomes a better place because everything that you see, which is a reflection of what happens inside of you, is much better. It's much more pleasant. So, how is everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? What is resonating? The butterfly. Beautiful. Another cycle that you can liken this to very much is the hero's journey, the heroine's journey. Just like that, so too is the life cycle of the butterfly. So you have a gift. You are here for a reason. Whether you are still trying to figure out what your gift is, whether you're still waiting for it to come into fullness, whether you're still trying to figure out how you can live your best life, know that you have a gift, that you are here for a reason, and it is likely in the truth of the things that you loved when you were younger. So I started this live talking about our life cycle. As we're younger, we have passions that many times we put on the back burner, we kind of just shelf as we get older and life happens and corporate life or whatever busyness happens, family. Thank you, Sonia. And so I encourage you to, as you are in this transition, are you making the most of the gift that you already have inside of you, that it comes so natural? Here is a very quick exercise that you can do to figure that out. What is a topic that you could talk about for 30 minutes, 45 minutes with no preparation? Zero preparation. Pop it in the chat if you like to, so we can celebrate it. What is a topic you could talk about for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, no preparation? I can talk about hormones. I can talk about fasting, fat loss, mindset, no preparation. I will just talk for days and days and days and days. What is it that you could talk about for 30 to 45 minutes with no preparation at all? This is very indicative of your deepest interests and most natural passion that you can send out into the world. Talia, oh my gosh, I feel like I have so many. Let's say burnout. Yeah, absolutely. And many times, these are parts of you that are so integral, aren't they? Integral, either having been through it yourself or seen it and observed it in your world. They've been a part of your experience. And so you are able to become a master of whatever it is, but you have that gift, whatever it is, and will you choose to use it? Hello, Mickey, good morning. How to use your imagination in the most exciting and beneficial ways. I love that. Beautiful. Oh, Mickey is so fantastic. I love her content. And so as you identify this gift, this is a really great way to navigate how you want to expand. If you feel like you're in that contracted state, feeling the love, thank you, Mickey. If you're feeling like you're in that contracted state, reflect back. Let's take it back a little bit. What did I love when I was younger? What sparked joy in my life? Because these are going to be keys to your transformation and next level expansion. And that comes so natural to you. Things that you don't need to force. Things that are the essence of you. You have a gift that is unique to you. You have a reach and a network that is unique to you. You have experience that are unique to you. As you hold on to these things, maybe you're going to create this beautiful chrysalis to prepare you for that transformation when everything comes into beautiful resonance and everything communicates at the matched frequency as you desire it to. And things are in unity and harmony, a beautiful harmony, and things do get to be easy. We very much I don't know about you, but I've definitely made decisions in my life that could have been much easier, but I went the more difficult route. And I believe us as humans, it's about, we have a bit of that resistance to things. It's a balance. We push and we pull. But when we can just lean in to what our heart is telling us and not fight against it and actually trust our gut. And there are different ways that we can do this, and I talk about also resetting the body, resetting the mind so that we can trust our gut even more. Because when we're in radical imbalance, it can be difficult to trust our gut. When our actual gut is out of balance, it also can be difficult to trust our gut. So this is why I love not only rewiring the brain, but resetting the body. So these two things can work in beautiful synergy. And this is what I talk about in The Worthy Woman and inside my one-on-one program. So a big part of this, so let's say that you've reflected now back on your gifts. You're like, yeah, this is my gift. This is what I can bring to the world. This is what I want to create for myself. This is the next level expansion. This is the key. This is the key. I'm holding on to it. I know what it is. Do you believe it now? This is the next piece. So you see the caterpillar. Would you believe, if you didn't know what a butterfly was, would you believe that it would be this elegant, exquisite, marvelous, beautiful species creature with wings, with patterns and bold colors that could fly? Would you believe that? Same thing with your next level transformation and expansion. Do you believe that you can get there? It's one thing to think about it, but to actually believe before seeing it happen. This is also key when it comes to our transformation, because many times we can talk ourselves out. We can have a beautiful, grand dream for our lives, and then the world tells us otherwise, that it's impossible. And then maybe you'll start to think, oh yeah, this is impossible. I'm just going to put it back on the shelf. Just going to put it on the back burner again. But do we believe before we see? Or do you need to see things and then believe it? Just think about that for yourself. Because if you are wanting to experience your next level transformation, expansion, highest potential, next level abundance in your life, we first need to take that step, believe and then see. Believe that you can be that beautiful butterfly, whatever color patterns you'd imagine it to have. And so another piece that comes after this is recognizing what are the things that don't serve me in this life right now. Because this butterfly, it comes out in its beautiful, sleek form. It has this new entire look. And how about what is required for you to step into your next phase of evolution and metamorphosis? What does that look like? And here's a very simple activity that you can do that I love doing, is looking around your room, your clothes, your belongings, and thinking, is this coming with me? Do I feel like this is aligned with my next level self? For Mickey, seeing other people's success made it so much easier to believe and trust for myself. Yeah, this is absolutely huge. The people who go before us show us that it's possible. And it is possible for every single one here. This has also been scientifically proven in rooms where people are healed and people with the same ailment are healed just by seeing. And then they then believe it's possible for them, and then they're healed. Same thing in your business. Same thing with your calling. Everything needs to be in alignment. Yes. So I love to see in the chat, we're having a few other people pop in. Just put in a yes if you are feeling like something big is coming. Just put in a yes if you feel it in your bones. You can't quite put a finger on it, but you know that there is something in your life that is about to birth. Take your time. My question is out of the topic, but are you half Filipino, Coach Kristine? Yes. Thank you, Aliyah. Yes, I am half Filipina. Thank you for joining us, Aliyah. Yeah, so Talia is ready for her next level. She knows it. It's so cool. I get to walk with her too. And Mickey, yes, heck yes. Yes, yes, yes. Powerful gifts that we all have. And we, as we go through this transition, let go of the things that don't serve us. They might be, for me, and pop in the chat if you have ways that you do this, but for me, I love doing audits of everything that I have because I like to be in complete alignment with the things that I have, so there's no more clutter, there's more free space for more abundance to come into my life. So this is something that I do, which you can do as well. It's a little bit of a home audit, a space audit, lifestyle audit. You can do relationship audits. Who are the people in your life that are maybe not facilitating that growth, not supportive of that growth, very lovingly, I'm sure, for whatever reason they have, but reflect on your environment, because these are the things that are going to help you and are things that help us with our transition, our transformation, having this supportive community, like right now, Mickey, Talia, Aliyah, Sonia, right? These are women who I feel the energy of and are women who are expanding and stepping into their full power, and I feel supported by them. Who are the women, men, the people in your life that you feel support from? You might have groups here and there, and this is what helps us actually accelerate that process. So acceleration is the speed at which we transform is a whole nother topic in itself, but know that there are ways and methods to accelerate our process. Not in a way that's premature, but in a way that is in the direction where we don't have to go the hard route and spend 10 years like I did. So one very solid, tangible example was when I experienced my intense acne, chronic acne, hormone imbalances, and my entire face, people, was full of inflammation. My chest as well, my back. Took me about 10 years to heal myself. Took thousands of dollars. Took very painful dermatologist sessions. I didn't need to go through it, but I did. And I did it for a reason. So now I am someone who helps other women and men get to the root cause without having to go through all the programs and supplements that did not work and products that did not work, right? Auditing your curiosity, yes. Are you excitedly curious about how fabulous things will be, or curious as to how hard it will be? Yes, beautiful, Mickey. I love that. Exactly. Are you curious about your surroundings? So, old thought patterns as well, right? So Mickey's talking about curiosity. What about the old thought patterns? And when we get a negative emotion that comes up, not to push it down and suppress it, but to think, oh, that's interesting. What is this telling about my current situation and where I am right now in trajectory to where I want to be? And so how can I move these emotions through me in a way that's constructive and is going to support my transformation and expansion? That was my personal journey of navigating that. It can take 1 year, it can take 10 years. It all depends. Knowledge. So Joe Dispenza actually talks about now is not the time to know, it's to know how. How are we going to do things? We learn things, we apply things, and then they become second nature to us. What are these things in your life that you're mastering at the moment? What are the things in your life that you are mastering in order to get to that next level of yourself and to make the impact that you so desire? So I think that is almost everything that I wanted to touch on. Those are the main pieces. I'd love to hear what is resonating with everyone. What are any questions that people have? This isn't necessarily a Q&A, but I'm just curious to know if there is anything that is coming up for people as you're listening. And so as we learn how to master our mindset, our transformation, to do these audits in our life, as we're able to outgrow our old skin and into the new skin, I'm going to bring it back to my biology self, where crabs, they outgrow their shells, they go and they look for another one. And they do it very quickly because they are very soft on the inside and very vulnerable. So in these moments of vulnerability, where we might feel that moment of contraction, don't be afraid to seek help. Don't be afraid to have a nice structure and system around you that's supportive of that transition, very nurturing of that transition. Talia, I love how when things might seem complicated and hard, there is beauty at the end. We have the ability to choose. Yes. We have the ability to choose. Absolutely. We can choose. And it's these micro shifts that we make that ultimately lead to that expansion. So every single day we can choose. Do we stub our toe and then does the rest of the day go downhill from there? Or do we stub our toe and think, all right, gonna keep going. And then it completely changes things. So that is pretty much what I wanted to share today. Harness those thought patterns. Do an audit of what you're curious about, what thoughts go through your mind, the people around you, your environment. Think about the things that will facilitate. And nutrition, didn't even touch on this piece, but this is an important part of transition and transformation, because many times as we're going through shifts in life, we can get ill, we can experience symptoms, because our body is also going through a shift and a detoxification many times. So I observe with a lot of the clients that I work with is when we go deep, they sometimes feel a little bit off, but it's because they're shedding the old skin and they're stepping into the new. And so I walk them through that transition and ensure that they are getting nourished to the best of their ability. And that way, they don't need to focus on anything else. Their body is being nourished. Everything is being supplied with what it needs for the brain to work and the body to work, because it does its thing. The body in its infinite wisdom knows exactly what to do during these times. Our job is to provide the space and the time and the nourishment to support our system during this period, and to reduce any discomfort and to make it as comfortable of a journey and trip as we can. Thank you so much, Mickey, for being here. I love your energy. Thank you. So, love this topic. Chrysalis. Beautiful, beautiful. Love it. So I want to leave you with this thought. So we touched on, if you're just catching up now, hello, welcome. I want to leave you with this thought before I go into sharing. If you want to go into some of the deeper work that I do to help in this transition from a nutritional perspective, from the physical, the mindset, and everything very holistically, I will chat about that. So stick around if you want to tune in and see how we can support you in that way. But the thought that I want to leave you with is the essence of the Imaginal Cell. So I chatted about the Imaginal Cell inside the caterpillar, which is responsible for the metamorphosis of the caterpillar form to the butterfly form. They work as an individual cell and then eventually come into unity to form this beautiful butterfly. What is it in your life that could represent these imaginal cells? What is it that, where are the moving parts right now, and what is it that is required for the resonance and the frequency to match to become this unified piece, which is your next level skin, your next level self, in order to step up from that solid foundation now built, and then expand from there like a springboard. Woo. So just a final thought for you to think about. So lots of things that you can take from this. You can do the audit, the mindset audit, the curiosity audit, as Mickey shared, the house audit, your space, relationships, time, people, anything. This is something that you can do. You can reflect upon where is it in your current transition that you're in, and what are the gifts that you have been gifted with, and where do you want to take that as your next level, next step of transition. And what are those moving parts, and what is required for you to match it up. And all these bits like the audit, figuring out your gifts, alignment at the root of it is what is going to bring everything together. So with that, thank you to everyone who has joined me. I've so appreciated this. Really, really high level, beautiful conversation, full of color. And so I wanted to share for anyone who is wanting to know how to step into that next level self. So thank you, Mickey, Talia, I see you. Sonia, I see you. Bianca, hello. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Sonia. And so if you're wanting to dive deeper into this work and you're not sure how to even start, where to start, I run a very beautiful one-on-one container. I've called it Transform Me because it's all about you and your transformation. It's an 8-week journey that we walk through together. And this is where we talk about everything that is present for you in this moment. We talk about mindset, movement, nutrition. We go deep into things of your purpose and where you are wanting to be and what a fulfilled life looks for you, and how to make that journey enjoyable and fun. Life is meant to be fun. We're here to have fun. And there are certain things that make it uncomfortable. There are times when we experience dis-ease. So how can we approach those things head on? So I talked about my skin journey, which has been a 10+ journey of healing. And this was deep emotional, physical, spiritual, mental healing. I had to imagine my healing before it happened. I had to believe my healing before it happened. And through this time, I studied fitness, nutrition, coaching. I worked with mentors. I started working with people. I started speaking about my story. I started to see people get healed. I started to see people who experienced life changes beyond what the eyes see, beyond what regular people would think is possible. But when we step into that mindset and we know how to switch on and turn up the frequency, then everything will be taken care of. The mind is very powerful. The body holds infinite wisdom. And we combine the two together, there is a beautiful harmony, heart and mind coherence that extends our life, the ability to extend our life, where telomeres are extended. People look noticeably younger. Skin is clearer. Eyes are brighter. Digestion is better. Sleep is better. There's purpose in your life that you can wake up to every single morning, that you are reminded of. So just touching a little bit on how I work one-on-one with my beautiful clients is we talk about everything that's present for them in that moment and unlock what is it that is inside of them already. What is in me is in you. It's just about understanding and knowing how can we unlock it. For me, it took over 10 years to understand, and I'm still learning every single day. I still work with very powerful coaches and teachers and healers. We're all students. We're all here for one another. We're all here walking each other home. And so this is what I love to do, that I get to do, is that I help other people. I link arms with them. We're doing it together. We learn from one another. and being able to share the knowledge and wisdom and teachings that I've learned on a very personal level, and having walked through over 70 people through their own transformation, men and women, all the way from experiencing PCOS, women who had lost their periods and then got it back within weeks, people who had lost hair and then grown back within weeks, just did a few weeks of mirror work together. It's just about knowing what tools work best. So if this resonates with you and you're wanting to know more, then I invite you to book a call. I will drop a link for you to read more information and how we can work one-on-one together. If you feel called, and if you feel called that it's time for your next level expansion and transformation, and you're wanting to learn how to navigate this in a way that is very natural, that resonates with you, where you don't have to be anything else but yourself, then I would love to work with you. I'm going to drop the details in the comments. And if you're curious about any of my other programs, I do run other programs, some that are women group pods. We work together as a group, which some women like to work in the dynamic of, and then some like the very personalized and customized way of receiving information and coaching that's specific to them. So that is all that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for joining me and being so attentive. I see you all still here. So I'm going to drop in the comments the links if you'd like to know more. I'm so excited. I've been working with the same clients for months and months and months, and I've just seen deeper levels. Like, they've been through my 16-week program, which was focused mainly on health, health side, nutrition, and fitness. And then we managed to go even deeper and still unlocking more and more and more. You can always go deep, right? You think of the core of the earth and the limit of the universe. That is how deep we can go. Truly, well and truly. The deeper you go, the more you realize the deeper you can go. Just like me, I admit I will never learn everything. I don't expect to. And the journey that we get to do with other people is so much fun. It's so awesome. All right, everybody, if you are still tuning in, just breathe in, nice big deep breath through the nose, out through the mouth. Here's to your beautiful, incredible transformation, whatever phase you are currently in. You are called for a great purpose. You have a beautiful gift inside of you that the world deserves to know about and deserves to experience. And so more power to every single one of you. Sonia, Talia, Mickey, thank you for tuning in. And for anyone else that is here, Aaliyah, I believe, Bianca, yes. Thank you. I'm so honored to have spent this last 50 minutes with you. Thank you for your time, for your attention, for your energy, for your feedback. I love you. I will see you very soon. And I'm sending you so much love. Bye. See you.